Hi everyone. It's a snowy Friday afternoon in April, and we're stuck inside. I was planning on having a good long walk today, and I really don't want to go outside in this yucky, snowy weather right now, so I guess I'll stay inside, maybe walk on the treadmill later. Anyway, um, thought I'd check in, and we'll do a little bit of a math lesson today, and read a story at the same time. Because the book I'm going to read to you today is a math story, and it's one of my favorites. Again, I'm choosing a lot of my favorites, and I hope that you're enjoying them. So hopefully most of you got your packets, or I know most of you did, but most of you are working on your packets, and you've discovered that you're working in geometry this go around in chapter 14. So we're going to read today The Greedy Triangle by Marilyn Burns. This is a good story to get you starting to think about shapes and such that are around you as we progress through our daily lives. Okay? So, once there was a triangle that was, as most triangles are, always busy. The triangle spent its time holding up roofs, supporting bridges, making music in a symphony orchestra, catching up the wind for sailboats, being slices of pie and halves of sandwiches, and much, much more. Do you ever make your sandwiches into triangles? Think of all the different places that you see triangles in your house or in your bedroom or outside. You see them all over the place. We have to start to recognize them. The triangle's favorite thing, however, was to slip into place when people put their hands on their hips. This is the way I always hear the latest news, it said, which I can tell my friends. See? So these people are doing, and they get into the corner of people's arms, and then he goes and tells his friends. Got a lot of gossip. The triangle's friends love to hear the news. One day, the triangle began to feel a little dissatisfied. What does that mean when you're dissatisfied? I'm tired of doing the same old thing, he grumbled. There must be more to life. So the triangle went to see the local shapeshifter. How may I help you? The shapeshifter asked the triangle. I think if I had just one more angle and one more side, said the triangle, my life would be so much more interesting. Well, that's easy to do, said the shapeshifter. And poof! The shapeshifter turned the triangle into a, what do you think? A triangle has 3 sides. So if it has one more side and one more angle, what's it going to be? There's 4 fingers. Quadrilateral. Life changed in a wonderful way. The quadrilateral was happy with all the new things that it could do. The quadrilateral could be a baseball diamond, or a first or second or third base. It could take position on a checkerboard or a chessboard. It could be a television screen or a computer screen, or even a movie screen. It could frame windows or picture frames, and much, much more. So as you're looking in my computer screen or behind me, I'm sure you're seeing picture frames and windows and door frames, right? All sorts of different things already. In my screen behind me, some furniture, right? I'm looking out my picture window. That's a quadrilateral. How many different things can you see in your room or wherever you're at? House, outside. The quadrilateral's favorite thing, however, was to be the pages of a book. I learned so many interesting things and stories this way, it said, which I can tell my friends. The quadrilateral's friends loved hearing the stories. But one day, the quadrilateral began to feel dissatisfied. Tired of doing the same old things, it grumbled. There must be more to life. So the quadrilateral went back to the shapeshifter. How may I help you now? The shapeshifter asked the quadrilateral. I think if I had just one more side and one more angle, said the quadrilateral, my life would be so much more interesting. Well, that's easy to do, said the shapeshifter. And poof, the shapeshifter turned the quadrilateral into a, what do you think? If you had 4 and you add another, that would be 5. So quadrilaterals become pentagons. Remember the prefix pent means 5. Life changed in a wonderful way. The pentagon was happy with all the new things it could do. On a baseball diamond, the pentagon could be home plate. It could be the section on a soccer ball, or it appear inside wherever someone drew a 5-pointed star. The Pentagon's favorite thing, however, was to be the headquarters of the United States military near Washington, D.C. I hear all the top secrets this way, it said. It's too bad I can't tell you or tell my friends. The Pentagon's friends couldn't help but feeling left out. I don't know. Pentagons are kind of hard to find. I don't see many in my house right now. I wonder if you could find any and send me a picture. I'd love to see some. After a while, it seemed time was passing very slowly for the Pentagon, and he became very dissatisfied. Tired of doing the same old things, it grumbled. There must be more to life. So the Pentagon went back to the shapeshifter. So here you are again, the shapeshifter said to the Pentagon. Now, what would you like? I think if I had just one more side and one more angle, said the Pentagon, my life would be just so much more interesting. Well, it's easy to do, said the shapeshifter. Poof! The shapeshifter turned the Pentagon into a, what do you think? Pentagon means 5. And if we're adding one more side, one more angle, we end up with 5 plus 1 is 6. So the next shape after a pentagon is a hexagon. I always think of hex and 6 because they have X's in them. That's a good way to remember. Hexagon. Life changed again in such a wonderful way. The hexagon was happy with all the new things it could do. The hexagon fit in as a floor tile in houses and patios, and fancy crackers at parties and picnics. It worked as the socket of certain bolts and at the prongs of certain wrenches. The hexagon favorite thing to do, however, was to be the cell of a beehive. I love watching the bees as they buzz in and out, it said. The hexagon spent so much time in a beehive, it was too busy to talk to its friends. The friends missed the hexagon and couldn't help but feeling ignored. You see the friends over there on the bench? Yeah, they're kind of lonely. And there's the floor tiles. That's what a hexagon looks like. All right. I wonder if you can find a bolt or one of your dad's or mom's wrenches in the garage. Again and again, the shape became restless, dissatisfied, unhappy with its life. Again and again, it returned to the shapeshifter for more sides and more angles. The shapeshifter agreed to turn it into one shape after another, a heptagon, an octagon, a nonagon, a decagon, and so on and so on. Finally, the shape had so many sides, so many angles, and more angles. Its sides were so small that it had trouble keeping its balance. Its friends couldn't tell which side it was on, and it began to avoid the shapes. Look, his friends are just ignoring him. He's almost looking like a circle. He has so many sides. Not quite a circle, but he's getting pretty, his sides are getting pretty short. One day when the shape was going down a hill, it began to roll. Faster and faster it went, screeching around corners, crashing into fences and trees, colliding with bicycles and terrifying walkers. At last, the shape came to a stop. It felt tired and dizzy and lonely and sad. That's what you get when you want too much, isn't it? Enough, thought the shape. I don't know which side is up. I can't keep my balance. My friends don't want me around. The shape could no longer remember why it had been so unhappy in the first place. As a triangle, very carefully it made its way back to the shapeshifter. Aren't you happy yet? Shapeshifter asked. I want to be a triangle again, said the shape. Well, I'm not surprised, said the shapeshifter. Poof! The shapeshifter turned the shape back into a triangle. The triangle was delighted to have its old shape back again and kept itself very busy. Once again, it held up roofs, supported bridges, made music in the symphony orchestra, caught the wind for sailboats, became slices of pie and halves of sandwiches, and much, much more. Oops, sorry. Still, the triangle's favorite thing was to slip into place when people put their hands on their hips. That way, I always hear the latest news, it said, which I can tell my friends. Its friends liked hearing the news and were glad the triangle was back in shape again. So, what kind of shape are you in? I hope you're in good shape. I hope you're doing your exercises and staying busy and keeping your noses out of the refrigerators and the pantries. I'm having a little trouble with that. It's kind of hard. I get a little bored sometimes. So I want you to find as many shapes as you can. And if you're really good about this, you can write them down. You can take pictures of them. You can send me a photo of them or a video of you finding shapes. Those of you that find and record as many shapes as you possibly can, let me know. So one way or another, somebody might get a prize. I love hearing from you. I got a message earlier today from Alan, and I have a text message from Adrian's mom that he was busy, and I saw Emily yesterday. So good job, everybody. Get busy on your work. Get busy online. I need to see that you're busily doing your work. Also, I need to know if you've been watching my videos. So let me know, okay? I hope you have a good weekend, and I will be back on our YouTube channel next week sometime. Bye.